Hi, I'm here again to give you a video tutorial about the fourth type of factoring. And this is factoring the perfect square trinomials. But before we proceed with factoring, let us have first the characteristics of perfect square trinomials. So for your information, a perfect square trinomial is a special type of trinomial because of its characteristics as follows. Number one, the first and last terms of the trinomial are perfect squares and are always positive. Next, the middle term is twice the product of the square roots of the first and last terms of the trinomial and may be positive or negative. So let us have the examples. So let us factor x squared plus 6x plus 9. So for your information, it is already an example of PST or perfect square trinomials because the first term is a perfect square, the last term is also a perfect square, and then the middle term, if you are going to check, is twice the product of the square root of the first term and the last term. So, how can we factor this out? So first, you are going to extract or get the square root of the first term, which is x squared. So the square root of x squared is x, and the square root of the last term, 9, will be 3. Then, copy the sign of the middle term of the trinomial and close in parentheses and raise it to the second power. So here is it. The factored form of the perfect square trinomial x squared plus 6x plus 9 is x plus 3 in quantity square. Because a perfect square trinomial is equal to the square of a binomial. Or you may also have x plus 3 using the law of exponent or using the expanded form. You can also have here x plus 3 times x plus 3 because we have here the exponent 1, we have here the exponent 1. If you are going to apply the law of exponent, then this will result to x plus 3 in quantity square. Okay? So is there any question? Okay, so if you don't have, let's proceed with the second example. Next, we have x squared minus 8x plus 16. So in the first example, so you have noticed the first and last term are positive, the middle term is also positive. So in this example, the first and last terms are positive, and then the middle term is negative. As we have on the second characteristic, the second term may be positive or negative. Unlike on the first and last term, they are always positive. So just like what we have done in the first example, get the square root of x squared. So you will have here x. Then the square root of the last term 16, we have here 4. Copy the sign of the middle term, which is negative, and close in parentheses and raise it to the second power. So here is it. We already have the factored form of x squared minus 8x plus 16, which is x minus 4 in quantity square. For your information, for additional info, you are going to read this in the way that x minus 4 in quantity raised to the second power. Because if you will read this as x minus 4 square, they are different. X minus 4 square is not equal to x minus 4 in quantity square. So do not forget to have your quantity because they have different meaning. Okay? And also with the first example, you have to read that with the word in quantity raised to the second power. Okay? Next, let's have with number 3. So in number 3, so perfect square ba ang 16? X square? Yes. And also with 1, obviously. Because 1 is a perfect square, perfect cube, perfect to the fourth root. Okay? So we have here, again, the square root of 16x squared is 4x. Then the square root of 1 obviously is 1. Then copy the sign of the middle term. We have here positive and close in parentheses and raise it to the second power. So it's very easy to factor a PST or perfect square trinomial. Okay? Next, let's have this one. So as I've said on the characteristics of PST, the first term and the last term should be perfect squares. They must be perfect squares. So the question is, why do I have this example wherein 3 is not a perfect square and also 12 is not a perfect square? So if you are given like this trinomial, so you are going to recall what topic do we have on our previous discussion, wherein you can also apply in this topic the first type of factoring. So we have to recall factoring polynomials with GCMF. Okay? So let's try to find the GCF or GCMF of the given polynomial. 3x squared plus 12x plus 12. So let us have 3, 12, and 12. What do you think is the GCF of 3, 12, and 12? You're right. So the GCF is 3. And then x. Is x a common variable on all the terms of the given polynomial? Correct. So it is not common. So therefore, we only have 3 as our common factor. And then we have to perform division. So you will have here 3x squared divided by 3 will be x squared. And then 12x divided by 3 will be positive 4x. Then 12 or positive 12 divided by 3 is positive 4. So let us see if the given polynomial factor is an example of perfect square trinomial. Do you think it is a perfect square trinomial? Yes, because the first term and the last terms are perfect squares. And if you are going to get the square root of that, multiply it twice or multiply it by 2. So you will have 4x. Therefore, we can now proceed with, so copy the GCF. And then we have here the square root of x squared is x. The square root of 4 is 2. Copy the sign of the middle term and close in parentheses and raise it to the second power. And then we already have the complete factored form of our given 3 times x plus 2 in quantity square. Okay? Is there any question? So if you don't have your question, let's have, or if another topic tomorrow for our continuous discussion. And for those who hesitate to ask question now, so you can call or text me or chat me. So you can message me in the number 0942-421-5526, or you can chat me by searching my name in FB, wherein my name there is Mercy Ikan Visayas. Okay? So, good luck for your activity later, and we'll see you guys again. Okay, bye!